What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, reports are surfing in that Olympic gold medalist, two-time unified heavyweight world champion, British superstar boxer, Anthony Joshua, 24 wins, 3 losses, no draw, 22 big wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 6'6", with an 82-inch arm reach. He's coming off of back-to-back losses to Olympic gold medalist, 2-division world champion, undefeated, former undisputed cruiserweight world champion, now unified heavyweight world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer, Oleksandr Usyk. Anthony Joshua, after he lost to Oleksandr Usyk the first time, that was his second loss of his career. Anthony Joshua, he switched trainers. He went from his normal trainer, his longtime trainer, and he switched trainers to former world champion, Mexican well-renowned trainer in Robert Garcia. Okay, he switched trainers to Robert Garcia, right? And he still lost, right? Now, he had a better showing, in my opinion, than he did in the first fight. In the first fight against Oleksandr Usyk, I wasn't overly impressed with the output of Anthony Joshua, the adjustments of Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is bigger than Oleksandr Usyk, who's 6'3" with a 78-inch arm reach. But Usyk is a southpaw. He's very slick. He's very nimble, very light on his feet. And Anthony Joshua is more robotic. He's more stiff, okay? And he's more predictable than Oleksandr Usyk. And it showed when they fought against each other, right? But in the second fight, he had a much better outing, in my opinion. He won more rounds than he did in the first fight. And the first fight was nip and tuck, but in the second fight, it was definitely much closer than the first fight. I thought he hurt Oleksandr Usyk at least twice in the second fight, but nonetheless, he lost. He clearly lost, but he had a better showing, right? And I think that, you know, Anthony Joshua did as best as he possibly can against Oleksandr Usyk. Some fighters just have other fighters' number. Hence, you look at the 3 fighters in a triangle, right? Where you had Sugar Shane Mosley, Vernon Forrest, and you had Ricardo Mayorga. Shane Mosley beats Ricardo Mayorga twice, knocks him out twice. Ricardo Mayorga beats Vernon Forrest twice. And then Vernon Forrest beats Shane Mosley twice, right? So it just, some fighters' styles make fights, and some fighters just have your number. And I think that the style of Oleksandr Usyk, the experience of Oleksandr Usyk, the athletic ability, quick feet and hand speed, and Anthony Joshua is more he's more, you know, stiff. He's just more robotic. He's textbook, right? But he's too textbook, right? But he does have power. He's fundamentally sound, but he's just not explosive athletically, right? He has power. He's a big guy that's strong, but he's not very quick. He's not very explosive, very not light on his feet. And so when you're trying to find a guy like Oleksandr Usyk, it's very difficult for a guy like Anthony Joshua's style. And even that, he was able, again, like I said, I thought he hurt Usyk about 3 times, right? I was impressed the fact that he went to the body. He hurt Usyk to the body, you know, being 3 inches taller, having a 4-inch arm reach advantage, and being, you know, 20 pounds heavier than Oleksandr Usyk, you know, it's very difficult for him to dig to the body. Nonetheless, he was able to go to the body successfully. He just can't beat Oleksandr Usyk, right? And so he switched from Robert Garcia. Now it's being reported that he could possibly be trained by well-renowned, soon-to-be 2-time trainer of the year, and Derrick James. Okay, Derrick James, he trains undefeated, unified, welterweight world champion, superstar boxer Errol Spence Jr., who's top 3 best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. He also trains another top 5 pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, an undisputed 3-time junior middleweight world champion, superstar boxer Jermell Charlo, right? So he trains Jermell Charlo, and he trains Errol Spence. And he also trains lightweight star title contender Frank Martin, who looks great. And you can see Frank Martin, who fights on Saturday, you can see, you know, Frank Martin's style starting to be in the mold of that of Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo, right, in his last fight. And so now it's being reported that Anthony Joshua is going to go with Derrick James, which I think is a good thing. I think he should have went with Derrick James from the beginning. I don't know why he didn't. Maybe Derrick James wasn't available, was busy. I don't know why he went with Derrick James, didn't go with Derrick James and went with Robert Garcia. But nonetheless, he chose to go with, Robert Garcia instead of going with Derrick James, right? And I just think that mentally, Anthony Joshua is starting to unravel. He showed it after his fight with Alexander Usyk. Man, he just had a meltdown. He had an absolute, complete meltdown, right? He grabbed the belts. He threw the belts away. He was yelling in the ring. He was telling Alexander Usyk's close friend, who's a world champion and a superstar and a future Hall of Famer, and Vasil High-Tech Lomachenko, that he needs to respect him. He was cursing. He was way out of character. He started to unravel, right? It was dealing with defeat is very hard for Anthony Joshua. He can't deal with defeat, right? And so because of that, Anthony Joshua, again, is making another change. This is the change I think that he should have did in the beginning. But again, I don't believe it has anything to do with Anthony Joshua's training and his trainer. I think it just has a lot to do with his lack of athletic ability. You can't teach athletic ability. Like in other sports, you can't teach speed, you can't teach power. You just can't teach those things, right? And so when Anthony Joshua was in there with a quick a fighter like Alexander Usyk, who's also a southpaw, who's also very experienced and very elusive, he's just going to struggle with a fighter like that, So I don't know how much of the trainer had to do with him not being successful, but I think it's more so with the style matchup. Now, there's a lot of fighters not a lot. There's two fighters, I believe, other than Usyk, that's a style matchup nightmare for Anthony Joshua, and that's Deontay Wilder and also Tyson Fury, because they're quick. So I don't care how much you train Anthony Joshua, he's just not that type of athlete. Errol Spence, Jermell Charlo, and Frank Martin are better athletes than Anthony Joshua. So when he runs into a Alexander Usyk, a Tyson Fury, or a Deontay Wilder, he's still going to have the same troubles, which is he just athletically can't keep up with them, right? Deontay Wilder has most power in boxing history. Knocked out every opponent he faced, but speed equals power. He's also probably the fastest heavyweight at 6'7" with an 83-inch arm reach. So he has longer arms, quicker feet, quicker hands than Anthony Joshua, and he has more power. So Anthony Joshua is also chinny and has stamina issues. Now, you can fix that, right? Not his chin, but you can fix his stamina issues. But other than that, it's going to be very difficult for Anthony Joshua to beat a Tyson Fury who's 6'9", 270 pounds, but moves like a dancing bear. Quick on his feet, quick hands, and can be elusive, herky-jerky style. That's going to be another style matchup that's a problem for Anthony Joshua, right? So I don't know how much of it is his training and his trainer per se, opposed to it just being it's just a bad style matchup athletically for Anthony Joshua, who's a very big guy. So he came in at about 240 pounds for this fight with Usyk, one of the lightest he's been in, I believe, in his career. And he just can't keep up with Usyk because he just don't have the athletic ability, period, right? And not to mention they're experienced and they're talented. Now, if he lands on Usyk or Joshua or Wilder, then he could definitely turn their lights off, but he has to land it, and he becomes predictable. Now, maybe they could work on his predictability, right? Being predictable. But more so than not, Anthony Joshua, it's just the lack thereof of foot speed and hand speed and athletic ability of Anthony Joshua that hinders Anthony Joshua from being successful against Alexander Usyk. And mentally, he unraveled and just had a complete meltdown after that loss. So he loses again, switches another trainer, and loses again. He may just call it a career, period, right? So we got to see how it unfolds. So this is the rumors that he's going to be with Derrick James. I love Derrick James. I would love to see how that meshes and see what's next. They're talking about a possible fight with Wilder. So let's see how it unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.